question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because the covers with the holes in it are both on the combined sewers or on the separate sewers. They have those holes in it.
Both. We have this in both because in Germany we are more clever than any country in the world. I mean, ironic, right?
Yeah.
So we have holes in the covers, and it's a religious thing because we think in Germany we need the ventilation to prevent odors a little bit more. So that's a discussion I have a lot in IFAD when I meet people outside of Germany. Everybody doesn't have holes, but we have these holes in all of our covers, in combined sewers, in separated sewers, in rain sewers. That's standard with us, but we know it's not outside of Germany.
Okay.
It's a very interesting discussion, maybe.
With all this input data from the cities, we can calculate the oxygen consumption or hydrogen sulfide formation or any parameters that are important to the wastewater operation. And the results will be visualized in a way that everyone can understand it. And by doing so, we try to identify any risk of the odor emission or biogenic corrosion development at an early stage, so that we can optimize the drainage system operations for the existing ones as well as the ones that are in planning. So this is the user interface of this software, Zophedus. We have the map in the middle and the toolbars on the side, which can define the pipelines, which kind of wastewater are running inside, and giving all the parameters. So to conduct this simulation, we need some basic data, such as the chemical biological parameter of the wastewater and the physical parameters of the sewer systems. Some additional data would also be helpful, for example, the type of the sewer and the type of the drainage systems. And the results will be listed in a table for intuitive vision. Also, the result will also be visualized on the map with a color from green to red, representing from a low risk to a high risk. So for the operators, it's very clear where is the problem and how serious is the problem and where the actions need to be taken immediately. Yeah, so that's basically a very short introduction to this problem, and we will elaborate more in the 7th episode. At the very beginning, the trial episode of this wastewater talk, we have also discussed these odor problems with many experts and professors from several European countries, and we learned that in other countries they also develop or use some kind of simulation software, and we're always open for the suggestions or improvements in our software and try to make it better or more compatible in the future. So if you have any suggestions or questions to us, feel free to ask. So is there any question to this part?
Yeah, about odors. Is this in other countries a big problem? Because most of the countries don't have these holes in the manholes, right?
When there's no holes, then maybe odor is not a big problem, but the corrosion could be serious.
Yeah, in Riga city, particularly, we have holes in manhole covers, but for some restricted area, only on the old city part, like it's something historical. But in all other place, we just prevent the odor problem by changing these covers. But in old cities, there is narrow streets and there is no rain sewer at all, and there is combined sewer, and there is typical problems, especially for tourists. Yeah, and we have also problems as well at some places where the discharge from pressures were, yeah. So, yeah, but actually in Riga we do not make any calculations till now, I think, about these problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, if you would like to know more about this, and we can schedule a meeting afterwards that we can talk more about it.
Yeah. How is it in Saudi Arabia? That would be interesting for me. It's very hot. We imagine it's very hot there. So, Mohammed, maybe you can tell us something about this, if you hear us. Maybe in the future. We'll see. Okay. Then maybe we go on with the real topic, right, today?
Yeah. Now we can jump into our main topic, the indirect discharge investigation. So when we imagine a city now, there will be always a direct discharger, which is normally the wastewater treatment plant, which discharge directly into the water receiving bodies. And we have numerous domestic houses, which are connected by the sewer systems and discharge into the wastewater treatment plants. At the same time, we also have these indirect dischargers, such as the restaurants, hotels, factories, industries, who are also connected by the sewer systems, and they discharge their wastewater indirectly into the water receiving bodies via the wastewater treatment plants. So indirect discharger is a commercial or industrial company or any comparable facility whose non-domestic wastewater is discharged into a body of the water via the public sewage systems. It can be a car washing place or a car industry or dairy factories, restaurants, hotels, and any metal processing workshops, and can be and so on. To the wastewater treatment plant, it's very crucial to have a clear understanding of these indirect dischargers, since it can help the optimization of their operation. And when there is any accidents at the sewer treatment plants or any damage, they can track back to find the responsible dischargers. And very important to protect the wastewater treatment plant and the drainage systems. And this protection covers all different aspects, including the general public, the personnel at the wastewater treatment plant, existing drainage systems and its functionality. We also taking into consideration of the law requirements and the normal operation of the treatment plants. So in Germany, for the whole country, we first have a Federal Water Act and Wastewater Ordinance, which make it very clear that we need to specify the quality and contents of the wastewater. And for certain ingredients or pollutants, we have a limited value need to be maintained. And all this necessitate the creation of the indirect discharge cadastre. When we go a little deeper into to have a look of each federal state, they all have its own state water act and somehow a little different. But the obligation to establish an indirect discharge cadastre is somehow formulated indirectly or directly in these water acts. So generally speaking, an indirect discharge cadastre is a register of all the indirect discharges and their discharges. Sometimes it also includes information which are important to the proper operation of the treatment plants. And in Germany, you might know that we have a lot of paperwork for any processes. So to avoid this kind of paperwork for both operator and indirect dischargers, we came up with this idea of a web-based indirect discharge cadastre, which means this register is totally operated online and as well as the collection and analysis of the data. So it's digitally accessible at all times from different devices to the operators and to the indirect dischargers. So first, what we do is we will get a trade register from the city, which includes the basic information of all the companies or business facilities in the city. And we will extend this list a bit more by including some other industries, such as the dentist or any workshops. And we will send them the letters with the code to our digital platform so that they can get access to it and fill the questionnaires. With the data collected from these indirect discharges, we can analyze them and find out the relevant discharges. And to some highly relevant discharges, which means either they get a really high risk value or the information provided from them is implausible, that we need to conduct an on-site assessment to verify this information provided from them. So in general, the workflow of this web-based indirect discharger cadastre can be divided into 4 steps. We collect the information, the data from the city, from the indirect dischargers by sending them the letters and the access to our online platform and the questionnaires. And when they fill up the questionnaires, we get all the data from them, including the basic information of their businesses and what kind of or how much of wastewater they have, and what kind of treatment equipment they have in their company. We will evaluate this data and check their plausibility and also visualize the results. When there is a need for an on-site assessment, we will visit these dischargers and try to evaluate their situations and make some recommendations. And the 4th step is what we are working on now. We try to maintain this cadastre in a longer range, in a longer time, and to optimize the information updating from both the operators and the indirect dischargers. And during the whole workflow, we will communicate and coordinate closely with the wastewater treatment plant operators, since they know the most, or they know the better of how the situation of this wastewater in this region. And we will also support the indirect dischargers for their inquiries to all the questions in our platform. So here we have a short, we have a look into this questionnaire, this platform. When the indirect discharger gets the letter with the code to this platform, they're giving the code and they will get this questionnaires. They can give in some information about their companies, the address, and most importantly, we need to get a contact person and their contact information. With this email address and telephone, we will make this communication more easier and more convenient. And this information are not given at the very beginning in the trade register. And we can, this questionnaire can go further on by giving some information of their wastewater and their treatment equipment, if there is. Yeah, so this web-based indirect discharge cadastre is something the solution we created in Germany and for Germany, based on
Do you have a website open now? We still see the presentation.
Ah, sorry, I opened short of that. Yes, here. Can you see that? This is the website.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, this is the website of this online platform. After you give if you're an indirect discharger, you get the letter, you get the code to get into this platform. You will see this web page, and you can give in the basic information of your company, the address, and most importantly, the contact information of the contact person of this company. And this email address and telephone are very important for our communication, since they are not given at the very beginning in the trade register. And then we can go on to fill up this form. And I think I don't have the access to this platform, so here I can't really show more about this questionnaire, but it includes the information of your wastewater and what kind of maybe the some treatment equipment that you have in your company, especially in the restaurants and hotels. And all this data will later go to our online center, and we will analyze this data and give a risk value of each company, each indirect discharger, and make.
You want me to show that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe you let me have the screen real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I can
show. So everybody can look at this real quick. So basically, that's the main mask that every company sees that is maybe giving their wastewater to your treatment plant. You put in the code here. That is like this, and then you start a questionnaire. For the company, sewer company, maybe this is more interesting. You can log in here as a sewer company. I'll just do that real quick with my password and my email. And then I get to a dashboard. I can, for example, take here, it's a city in Germany, and I can see right away how many companies did I write to, how many answered, how many very relevant companies do I have, how many not so relevant companies do I have. Here's a card where you see all your companies you have in your that are bringing their wastewater to the treatment plant, and then you can right away go to this company and see what they answered. For example, you can call them if there is maybe a wastewater problem with them. You know the people already, you know basically what they have. If they have a, for example, restaurant, or they have, for example, metalworks, or they have, for example, a washing for cars or something, or anything, you will see that right away. And you can also investigate when you have a problem on your treatment plant, where is it coming from, which company maybe makes the problem, and then you can go put your blue light on your top of your car and drive to them and then put somebody into jail. Maybe it's just over exaggeration, but you get the concept real quick. Can always go back to your dashboard, can say, okay, who has for example, diesel tank or something like that, and you can find them out. And if you get a lot of diesel to your treatment plant, you can find out where it's maybe coming from. That's basically the goal. And the big advantage of this is everything is digital, so that's very easy to answer all these questions, and you get a big feedback from your indirect discharging people. That's always a big problem with us in Germany, to get all the information. Yeah, that's basically from me now. Siki, you can take it back.
Yeah, that's great. Yes. So actually, this is the solution that we created in Germany and also for Germany, since considering all the difficulties in getting the information and to get contact with the indirect dischargers and the paperwork, everything. So we are sure that in other countries, it might be conducted in a totally different way. And that's what our interest in, that we want to know in other countries, how is the background of this situation? Do you investigate the indirect discharger, and how you do that? So I think we can have a discussion about this to learn more about this situation in other countries.
So basically, how about you guys? Do you know all your companies that are discharging into your treatment plants? How does that work in, I don't know. Maybe you say where you're from, and then you can tell us something about this. I will say names if you don't. if you don't, if you are afraid. Maybe we start with Ezra. You didn't tell anything yet. Are you present? What do you think? Where are you from? Ezra, do you hear us? Mr. Sagir Kurt, you already also didn't say anything yet. You hear us? No. I mean, it's a very dry topic, maybe. Mulkus, how about you guys? How is it in your country?
Well, it is in my country. I think Mr. Bima Sakti is also from the same country as mine, from Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very loose. I mean, discharge or waste water is not very much monitored by the government. In fact, it has been an issue. Like, you know, one of the dirtiest river in the world is in Indonesia, but it is of the same issue always and big. So that is why we are listening now, because maybe there is a way that we can improve things in our country. If we are talking about how our government try to tackle it, I must say that it is more inclined to the individual or personal effort from the private sectors.
So what you mean by that the discharge is not much monitored by the government, is the discharge from like the like the indirect discharges into the wastewater treatment plant, or like from the outflow from the wastewater treatment plant into the water bodies?
Let me give you some example. I live about 2 kilometers away from industrial area, and the industrial discharge is coming from also metal processing. Some is from cosmetics, and the industrial area try to cope with the wastewater problem by using their own wastewater plant and using a kind of big lake to let's say to put all the waters before they release it to the water body, and they use biological treatment using a microbial substance to treat the water. But for heavy metal, I don't think we can cope with it so far. So this is how things happen.
So somehow they become the direct discharger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a lot of room of improvement everywhere, I think. How is it in other regions, maybe? Mr. Asaki, how is it with you? You hear us? Hi.
Yes, I'm here. I don't answer, sir.
Where you are from?
Indonesia.
Oh, okay. Also Indonesia, yeah.
It's the same issue maybe with you guys, okay? Gianmaria, you didn't say anything also. You hear us? Okay. Marcel, do you know how it is in the Netherlands?
No, sorry, I do not have any idea about that type. that's not my my business. It's very I learn a lot here, but I haven't got a clue how it's here.
Okay. Yeah, maybe in the future you will ask everybody about this, and then you will
Maybe.
know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Philip, did you already? Oh, did you already get in contact with something like that?
Yeah, I heard of. I know what it is, but we don't working directly with indirect discharges soon. So I don't have any experience so far.
Should also be included into Digitalization Institute. Philip,
Yes. Yeah,
big issue
true.
for you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would be a good topic. Now, when you are already experienced, it would be a nice topic for you. Maybe you can give a talk on the Digital Water Institute platform. It would be nice. You're welcome.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll join you guys. Yeah. Maria said his microphone or her microphone is broken. Maybe you want to write us where you're from a little bit in chat. Could be also great. Ezra, do you hear us now? Do you want to maybe join something or tell us something from your country? Okay. I mean, it's a very, very hard topic also with us to discuss this. But if you don't know what goes to our treatment plants, then it's very hard for a lot of big industries that we have to really clean the water very good, because then we get in the past a lot of big discharges over a short period of time, and especially from some heavy iron companies and so on, and some chemical companies. Then the bacteria die in the treatment plant, and then there's not a lot of treatment left if you don't control them a little bit, what they bring to the treatment plant. But maybe that's a topic for the future for you guys. We make the impression here that everybody has this direct discharger, but I think it's maybe 10% in Germany. A lot of cities also don't have that yet, and yeah, we'll see how this is in the future.
Yeah.
Siki, what happens next month?
Next month is about live flow monitoring. Yeah, here I have on 3rd March.
Okay.
Talk the live
If
flow.
there's not more questions, then we'll thank you all for joining our wastewater talk again, especially for the guys who rejoined us. And Roberts, say hello to Sweetris, Mr. Sweetris for us. Would be very nice if we see each other again. Next week we will discuss about flow monitoring in sewers, how that works, how that could be managed. We would be very interested in how it will work in other countries, and how we get information from our sewers out of the manholes and so on. We have some technology there, but we are very interested in you guys, what you are talking about this. So
yeah.
And also maybe
yeah. I can add something from Latvia. I don't know if my colleague tell about our problems. Of course, in Latvia, in Riga, we have the same problems for indirect discharger. But how I understand, this can be not our clients. Yeah, it's government problems and this database, and we have forms, of course, in Latvia, which the industry should fill, to have a license for discharging. But for our clients, we have a special department in Riga Water who are dealing, and they have lists, but simply lists in Excel, and they know when we have problems in treatment plants. They are searching for the cause, and particularly we had big problems in these years. So this department usually go once in months for these industry clients with most risks and take the samples and analyze, and usually they exceed the limits which we allow, and there are regular fines which they should pay for that. About half a million, I think, per year they totally pay for this. But now we have the change the legislation. I think they will be obligatory to make the pre-treatment in some period of time. So the things will change. But what we have done, we have increased the control, monitoring by ourselves, and we have started this early warning system. We put some wastewater monitoring stations only in 3 main pumping stations, but to check from which part of city comes the problem. Yeah, and we will test this system in some close years, and then we'll think we will expand this. But now it's testing time for this. For me, it's very interesting to follow you next time. I see this level measurement, and we have also problems. Not a problem, but we are starting dealing with this level measurement for overflows to control this combined system. It's very huge in Riga. We have 1,100 kilometers of pipelines, and also I think some 60% we have combined system. So,
meeting.
Yeah. So see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. At the very end, I would like to say, if anyone would like to receive the presentation material or want to get the reminder of our next episode or anything, you can leave your email address here in the chat, and we will send you an email afterwards. And also, we have been establishing our website for the Wastewater Talk, and now it's somehow, on the market, and you can, I send it also in the chat, and you can take a look of it. We will update the episodes plan and also the recordings, every materials, all on this website. And please take a look.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope we see each other again, maybe
On
in a month.
March.
3rd of March.
Yeah.
Put it into your calendar right away, maybe. And if you have until then questions what we can maybe prepare a little bit for next time, feel free to send us a text, a LinkedIn message, WhatsApp, email, Instagram, call us, I don't know. And we are very happy to get out of Germany a little bit. Yeah, even if it's digital. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much. See you
Bye.
next time.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day.